The day I inherited $5.6 million, I thought my life had just begun. I didn't know it
The
was
night
the day
my wife's boss mocked me in front of an entire ballroom was the night I stopped being the quiet husband. It was the night I realized humiliation doesn't destroy a man, it forges him. My name is Tony Castellano. I'm a chef. Not a burger flipper, not a manual laborer, a chef, a creator, a man who builds something real with his hands. But to Richard Ashford III, billionaire fund manager and professional condescender, I was just entertainment. It all started at a charity dinner. My wife Sarah, who worked for him, hoped the evening would be classy. Instead, it became my origin story. When Richard asked what I did, I told him, I'm a head chef at Marcello's. He just smirked. So you flip burgers? His table laughed. Sarah looked sick. I felt my face burn, but he wasn't done. I manage portfolios worth hundreds of millions. You follow recipes. No offense, Tony, but we're not exactly in the same league. Every word landed like a slap. But Sarah needed this job, so I swallowed my pride like broken glass. Deep down, though, a seed was planted. A slow-growing, unstoppable seed named revenge. The next few weeks were surgical torture. At Sarah's office, he'd call me Chef Boyardee. He'd ask if I knew what a mutual fund was. He even told Sarah she married beneath her ambition. She came home crying, torn between defending me and losing her job. I understood, but I didn't forget. Then came the dinner that changed everything. Sarah invited me to a team dinner at a Michelin star restaurant. Richard announced loudly, I'm not sure our friend Tony understands this level of cuisine. That was it. Something inside me snapped. I looked him straight in his smug face and said, Cooking is art, craft, and science. You wouldn't last 1 hour in a real kitchen, Richard. You think you're superior because you shuffle money? I nourish people. You manipulate numbers. The whole table went silent. Richard's smile died. Sarah squeezed my leg under the table, not in warning, but in pride. I was stepping back to sharpen my knives. For weeks I gathered intel. Sarah became my inside source, where he dined, who he entertained, what embarrassed him. Meanwhile, I reached out to every chef I knew in Manhattan. Restaurants are a community, and we have one rule. How you treat service workers tells us who you are. And Richard treated them like dirt. So when I quietly mentioned he was an arrogant problem customer, the wheels began to turn. No sabotage, just information sharing. Kitchens remember. The first strike was his big investor dinner at New. My friend Kenji, the chef there, texted me updates. Your friend arrived, already complaining. Then a server spilled water on him. The timing was off. A dietary restriction got lost. Soup spilled on his suit. The investors were annoyed and walked away. The deal was dead. That was just round one. Over the next month, reservations were mysteriously delayed, wine was swapped, and service was unusually slow. His reputation tanked. The final course was at 11 Madison Park. Richard booked a private room for German investors, his last chance to save his career. Sarah and I booked a table in the main dining room, front row seats to the show. His appetizers were 40 minutes late. The wine was sent back 3 times. A bottle spilled all over his $6,000 suit. Richard finally melted down, screaming at the staff. The investors left him there, alone, drenched in wine and humiliation. Justice, it turns out, tastes better than any dessert. Within weeks, Richard was demoted. He lost his accounts, his office, his prestige. He became a cautionary tale. Sarah came home glowing. You did it, she whispered. 6 months later, at another dinner, Richard approached me. He was smaller, quieter. Tony, I'm sorry, he said. You were right. I needed to be humbled. As he walked away, Sarah asked if I forgave him. I looked at her and smiled. I do, I said. Not for him? For us? She kissed me. You're dangerous, chef. I whispered back, revenge is a dish best served at exactly the right temperature. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.